guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kagam. Okay, today we're going to talk about the Chanel price increase, and there's this really interesting luxury story that we'll talk about at the end. So basically, this is what you need to know. And before I talk about it, I know there was like a lot of drama, like the Louis Vuitton price increase that was supposed to happen that didn't happen. Guys, at the end of the day, the people who get this information, those like reputable sources, they're human beings. I saw a lot of people kind of leaving some kind of tough comments on a few videos, not necessarily of mine, of other people's, like, you said it was going to happen, it didn't happen, you need to know what you're talking about. Well, someone particular, for example, like Foxy LV, like, she's well known in the community. She normally posts like very accurate information, and she posted it and we reported on it and it didn't happen, but that's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, I would still 100% follow anything that she says, because she really does know what she's talking about, but you're not going to get it perfectly each and every time. And don't worry, LV will have their price increase, so don't worry about that. Okay, so when it pertains to Chanel, this is what you need to know. The bag that is affected for this price increase is just the Coco Handle. Allegedly, the price has already gone up in Europe, which I thought was interesting. So I think like one of the sizes now should just be under 4,000 euros. I believe that's the like extra mini or something like that. So this is what you need to know. I believe the current prices for the extra mini Coco Handle as of like August right now is, the extra mini in the US is $3,900, and the small one is $4,200, and the small one has 6 quilts across basically, and then the medium one is $4,500. The new prices, so these are the current prices for the US market. As soon as I know what's going on in Europe with more detail, I'll absolutely tell you guys. And then once 21K comes, which is in September, and apparently now the collection is coming in mid-September, so the middle of September is when we can expect to see the 21K bags in the boutiques. So once that happens, the extra mini will be 4,300. So the current price is 3,900. The new price in September will be 4,300. The So Black Chevron will be 4,900. I believe that is the unicorn that I had talked to you guys about in the previous video that I forgot to mention. Okay, I didn't call it a unicorn in my video, but I've been looking at that bag over and over again. That bag is a unicorn, and it's gonna go like that. So that one will be, like I said, 4,900. And the small Coco Handle with 6 quilts will be 4,600. So the old price 4,200, the new price will be 4,600. So that's the price information that I have. I will link the Instagram account where I saw this information below, so you can go check out more stuff. I did see this price info being floated in at least 3 Facebook groups and this Instagram profile. So I feel very confident that the information is accurate. And let me tell you something, sweetheart, okay? Chanel will not miss a beat, okay, to increase the price. So this is gonna happen. Who knows what was going on with Louis Vuitton? We don't know what's going on there. I'm pretty sure there'll be an increase in September. I'm also pretty sure they'll increase for the Virgil and Nigo collab that's coming. But in terms of the Coco Handle, those are the increases that you need to know about. So I wanted to kind of talk to you about these increases, like what I think is going on. What I think that they've realized is that they look at what's happening with the Coco Handle on the resale market as well. I think that they do look at what's happening at resale, but I don't know if that fully inspires every move that they make. I think what they've realized is basically with each financial quarter, they can increase prices, and every 4 months, they are doing a price increase. I've noticed that, like with every quarter, whether the quarter is ending whether the quarter is ending or beginning, they then decide to increase the price. And what they've realized is every 4 months, they have an influx of different Chanel clients, and that's why they're able to sustain these price increases. Now, if you're watching this, it means you like luxury shopping. You probably are a client of a lot of these houses that I cover. So you're very tuned into prices, and you know how much something costs. And you probably are shopping from them maybe every month or maybe every 2 months or whatever, right? So something that I think is that they're realizing they're just acquiring so many new customers, because a lot of you are like, How is Chanel doing this and sustaining it? It's not so much that the current client base of Chanel are absorbing the price increase. I actually think it's more they're attracting so many different types of clients and new customers to the market. I have a lot of friends who reach out to me and say, hey, you know, I want to buy a Chanel bag, which bag should I buy? Or I want to buy this Louis Vuitton bag, which bag should I buy? You'd actually be surprised by the amount of people who actually are interested in buying luxury handbags, but might not necessarily, you know, watch 5,000 unboxing videos or what's in my bag videos to know. They might just want to go to someone who knows, and then ask them like, hey, what do you think I should buy? So I think they're just attracting so many new clients to the brand, and that allows them to absorb the price increase. So you have the Chanel clients who are diehard Chanel fans, and then you have new people who are coming to the brand who are also buying. So that is how they're able to just increase. I already told you before that I absolutely think there'll be an increase before 22C. I want to talk about why, because I have a theory that I've been working on that I want to share with you. My theory is as follows. 22C is when we'll see the trendy CC, my favorite bag, by the way, at the house, in rose gold hardware, okay? It's pretty much rose gold hardware. I've seen some better photos on social media one day. I just saw them. It really does look like rose gold hardware. Come on now. You know what time it is when it comes to Chanel, sweetheart. Chanel loves a check, okay? And Chanel loves increasing prices. All of these brands do, but Chanel loves to increase prices, particularly when they have something fun and interesting and vibrant to offer clients. And the Chanel bag with the rose gold hardware, a lot of you didn't like it. A lot of people like that bag, particularly on Instagram. That bag is everywhere on Instagram, but for some reason, people on YouTube hated it. That trendy CC with the rose gold hardware is going to appeal to people who love the trendy, number one, and number two, people who want to collect these bags with rose gold hardware because they think maybe later they'll have some resale impact. There is no way that that bag will not go up in price. It will absolutely go up in price, and I think they will use 22C as an opportunity to increase the prices, okay? With every new collection, Chanel used that as an opportunity to increase the prices of certain things. But they're very clever, okay? They know that it's too much to increase the price of every product, you know, across the board. That's a little bit too much for the market to kind of take and to handle. But what the market can handle is 21K, you'll increase the prices of the Coco Handles, right? And then, you know, 22C, you'll increase the price of the trendy CC because it's going to be coming in rose gold hardware. So I think that's what Chanel are doing. I think they're very strategic, and I think we're going to be, we're now in this kind of we're in this very like predictable schedule of every 4 months there is going to be a price increase for specific types of bags, and SLGs will go up in price. So these ones have pretty much been confirmed. Now, on this Instagram account, she says that the price increase will happen on the 21st of September 2021. I don't know whether that will, and this is for those of you in the US. I don't know what's going on in Asia. I don't know what's going on in Europe. As soon as I find out for other jurisdictions, I'll absolutely let you know. But if that's the case, that means that if you're looking to purchase a Coco Handle, you should just probably go do that now. If you're someone who's waiting for the 21K Coco Handles, and obviously you're going to be paying these new prices because those 21K Coco Handles are iridescent. Some are iridescent. You've also got the So Black chevron. You've got some lilac iridescent pieces as well. So of course it depends. But if you're just saying, oh, I want to go buy a Coco Handle soon, you know, just a standard Coco Handle, you should probably just go and do it now, because they're gonna use that basically as the excuse for them to increase the price of all of the Coco Handles. So that's basically what's happening with the Chanel price increase for 21K. It's affecting the Chanel Coco Handle. What do you guys think of this? Like, what are your thoughts on Chanel's current movements with their price increase? Don't you think it's interesting how every 4 months they're basically increasing the price of a specific product? What are your thoughts on this, and how do you think that this affects them? I think that it's working for them. I think that they found that this is a great way to constantly increase the price of their products, but they're just going to, you know, make more money because they're introducing new clients to the brand. Because if you think about it, you know, people complain about Chanel all day, okay? But at the end of the day, people still come back to the brand and still want to purchase their products. So there comes a point where you have to be like, why are people doing this? I think that most people are doing this because they're new people coming to the brand, and they're the same Chanel clients who are around who are just going to stick with the house, you know. And I've told you guys before, my unpopular opinion, I don't want to hear anyone whinging and moaning about quality, okay? I don't want to hear it. If you want a quality handbag, go and buy a handbag from Longchamp, which is a slept-on brand, and I'll definitely be talking about them soon because they're slept-on and they make fantastic quality products. At this point, Chanel is like a status symbol at this point. It is a status symbol, true and true, and literally Chanel do not care. They are just going to continue to increase prices because they're noticing that the market can handle a price increase for a few products per collection. So for each collection, or every season, the market can handle like maybe 1 or 2 price increases for each collection. I think at this point, if you're in the market for Chanel bag, it's probably the time to buy now. I'm waiting for the, there are 2 bags that I like. I don't know how I feel though about like going to make an order right now, because the bag that I really want to get is the Gucci and Balenciaga Hourglass bag. And one of my subscribers, you graciously told me that it was coming in October, so I'm so excited about that. So I'm going to try and score that. So that is like my priority right now, and the On The Go at Louis Vuitton. Those are my 2 priorities. If I put those 2 to the side, because remember I told you I don't want to have a lot of handbags. That's not really something that I'm interested in. So I have to be very specific. When it comes to Chanel, I'm interested in the mini with the top handle, and I think that's 3,800 euros. And of course the trendy. And now that I know the trendy is coming in 22C with rose gold hardware, I would love to see what it looks like, because I do feel like I would like that. But like I said, I don't want to have a lot of handbags, so I have to be quite specific about my purchases. But yeah, when it comes to Chanel, for me, it's definitely about the trendy CC and the mini with the top handle. I feel like the mini with the top handle is probably better value for money for me, because I do feel like that trendy CC with the rose gold hardware is going to be very, very expensive. So yeah, I just wanted to share this information with you. I really hope that you have enjoyed the video so far. We have a few other things to talk about, so please make sure you stick around, you like this video, and you subscribe to my channel. And yeah, keep watching. You guys, there's an absolutely wild story that's coming out of Australia. First of all, let me say hi to all of my subscribers in Australia. Some of you, you know, reach out to me, say hi. You're so supportive of my channel. I really appreciate your support, and I'm praying for you guys. I know you're going through a lockdown, so I hope everything gets sorted out soon. So this story is from Australia. So basically, there's this woman called Melissa Caddick. I will link the 60 Minutes documentary about her below. This actually happened a few months ago. I've been following this story for some time, and I wanted to wait for the right time to talk about it, because the story is absolutely barking mad. Like, it sounds like something out of a film. Without, like, the long story short is this woman, she's called Melissa Caddick. She was married. She presented herself as like this investing guru. She took people's money. She said she was going to be investing on their behalf, okay? And she was like, I'm going to invest on your behalf, la da 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 da, and everything's going to be fantastic, blah blah blah, you know, everything's great. And yeah, it was pretty much like 20 million Australian dollars. I'll put the conversion up there on the screen. 20 million Australian dollars were deposited into her accounts from a period of time in like the previous year in 2020. And here they say Miss Caddick spent nearly $250,000 at Christian Dior in Australia. $250,000 Australian dollars is 180,000 US dollars. That is absolutely wild money. She spent close to 200,000 Australian dollars at a jeweler, and she also spent $50,000 at Chanel in Australia. This is the luxury angle that we're going to discuss here. The story is completely barking mad. And by the way, this woman disappears, right? So she disappears. Her husband says he doesn't know where she is. And she was essentially taking money from friends and family, claiming she's investing on their behalf, but taking their money and using it, okay? So she disappears, and then literally her body like washes up and her remains are found, basically. And I think her remains were found in February of this year. It's just a wild story. I think at some point they'll probably need to make a movie out of it. So there are a few things I want us to discuss here, and I just want to focus on the luxury angle so we don't get like we don't like get distracted. But the crazy part for me is like the luxury angle there of all of those like big spending that she's doing at stores and things like that. Now, I know I'm gonna get people saying, oh, people have lots of money, don't show off, blah, blah. It's different in every culture. The old money European like vision of what old money is, that is just not the same in every culture. And I don't think that we should be tied to these like, in my opinion, antiquated views of what wealth is. Wealth is what you make it in 2021. However, this woman was doing criminal acts, okay, taking people's money, claiming that she's investing it. She didn't even really invest it. She just took their money and she used it for herself. And I think her husband is either being investigated or they were like trying to talk to him. I mean, there's no way he didn't like know to a certain degree. I mean, maybe he didn't know the full thing. And we did talk about this when we were discussing Erica Girardi from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, whether she knew or not. I mean, who knows? Maybe he knew a little bit, maybe he didn't. I feel like Erica knows a little of what happened, but I don't really know. I don't think that she knows the full extent, and maybe it was something similar. So I want to just kind of say something, right? This story is crazy to me, okay? And it's crazy to me because it's so sad that people can do this to people, but it's also crazy to me the way people react when they hear these stories. Like, there was this one page that was covering a Ponzi scheme that happened in America, a very similar story to this, and people were like, oh, those investors are greedy, like, it serves them right. I'm like, excuse me, these things happen more often than you guys think they happen. They happen a lot, okay? So most of you, you know who Warren Buffett is, right? I don't need to say who he is. So last year, in like January, his company, Berkshire Hathaway, it lost 340 million Australian dollars in this Ponzi scheme that this married couple did. And it barely got covered by like the business media. I have a paid subscription to the Wall Street Journal, and I have a paid subscription to Bloomberg because I need those subscriptions for my business, right? It was barely covered by the business media because obviously they're all petrified, okay, of covering it and then losing access to him because he's known for like doing interviews and he's known for being a very personable, friendly person, particularly in interviews. And if you're not, imagine you want to get an interview with Warren Buffett, he's going to be like, I know you're not talking about me losing $300 million in a pyramid scheme. These things happen. These things happen to top dogs, people who are so successful, okay? So please be empathetic to the victims in this case because these things happen more than you think, okay? I have been doing business now for 10 years. I've had crazy things happen to me in business, like crazy things have happened to me as well. So I can attest that these things can happen. Even with due diligence, they can happen. What I find interesting here is the luxury angle. So she used these like luxury brands and that luxury image to present an image of success. To a certain degree, when you're doing business, like particularly if you want to build a huge successful business, particularly as a woman, you definitely need to look successful. You do need to do that. And I think on my videos, I come across very casual in my videos, but at the office, I am very smart, okay? I look very smart and very polished because that's the image I want to, give of my company. And also I want to encourage my employees to also look super smart as well when they come to work. There is a bit of it in business and the corporate world where if you do wear these labels, people do think you're successful. People do think, oh wow, that's Kagem, she's got a Chanel bag, she's got a Lamborghini, she must be really successful. So anything that she says, I need to listen. Little do they know that this woman was doing all kinds of crazy, criminal things, and she was doing it because she wanted to present this image. Now, the more she presented the image that she was really successful, the more she was able to basically take money from friends and family. Now, some of you might be like, how could you invest with friends and family? You should never do that. Well, hindsight is 2020. It's really easy to look at someone's mistakes and say, oh, I would never do that. Let me be clear about something. I will, like, if a friend needs me to support them or wants me to believe in their idea, I will be the first person to do that. But I'll also go in knowing that it's possible that I could invest this money and lose it all, and there's no hard feelings because that's how business is. Business is not a guarantee. Business doesn't care who you are. It's just what the market wants, right? So she was using these luxury brands to present this really like glossy image of herself. And the glossier that she looked, the more extravagant and opulent that her lifestyle looked, of which, by the way, that's money, that's investors' money. That's not money that she has rightfully earned. The more she did that, the more she kind of, the more she basically was able to attract more people and do more harm, the more successful that she looked. So I think what happens is there's a lot of faking it till you make it. Now, after going through my own crazy stories, which I'm not going to talk about because they're like private business stories, but I have learned that most of the time, people who are very successful in business, whether they look successful because they have a Ferrari or they wear brands, or whether they just look, they're not wearing branded clothing, it doesn't really matter, because there's successful people who don't wear branded clothing. There are many successful people who wear branded clothing. Okay, so let's not fall for that trap of, oh, successful people don't look rich, because that's just not true. It doesn't matter whichever one it is. People who are really successful are very proud of their achievements. And they can show you like, oh, I'm really proud of this thing I achieved. I worked with XYZ. We did this project with this and this client, and we're so proud of our achievements. Now she obviously wasn't achieving anything because she was taking people's money. So maybe in their case, looking back, they could have asked more questions about her clients and whatever. She could have been like, okay, well, I don't want to talk about them because it's financial services. I'm not allowed to talk about things from a privacy point of view. Even if that was the case, like a very successful financial services firm would still be able to show you clients that they've worked for. There are many clients that require non-disclosure agreements, for example, NDAs. That's fine. But there are other clients who you use for testimonials. So you'll go to your client and say, hey, we're trying to like get more clients. We had a great relationship with you. Can we put you on our website and can we say that we work together with you? I am telling you now, some of the biggest clients in the world, brands in the world will say, yeah, no problem. Put our logo on your website. You can put my name on your website and I'll vouch for you. A successful person will do something like that. If you are doing crazy stuff like the woman was doing here, you won't be able to do that because you don't have any successful clients to share, right? And I just read this story and I just thought the luxury angle was completely barking mad. I thought it was completely it was just wild to me. Like $250,000 Australian a Dior. Sweetheart, baby, what are you buying a Dior, sweetheart? Okay, you guys, I don't really cover Dior on this channel. Tell me what you're buying today. Okay, for 250,000 Australian dollars at Dior, 50K at Chanel. Guess what? Okay, that's like the birdcage bag. That was like 18,000 pounds in the UK. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you think that we live in a world where people are pressured to look successful? I think we do live in a world where you're pressured to look successful. I know a lot of you work in technology, so you're like, oh well, in technology you can wear a hoodie, you can wear this. Yeah, you can, but eventually if you want to enter the boardroom, if you want to get to an executive level, at some point, we're not saying you're going to wear a three-piece suit with a waistcoat, but I mean, even Elon Musk wears a jacket, okay? He wears a jacket when he goes to his launches and things like that. He doesn't look completely casual. There does come that point where you do need to look successful, and I think that some people feel really pressured and they think that brands are symbols for success. To a degree they are, because we know how expensive they are, but your success should be like the achievements that you're doing within your business. It doesn't necessarily need to be an outside representation of that. So, I'm praying for these victims. I have been through crazy business experiences. I have gone through wild experiences. So I know that feeling when you feel really down in the dumps and then you have to rebuild. I've been there. It is not a good feeling. So I'm praying for them. I hope that they can get it sorted out. But I think on a more broader level, we as people who like luxury, we need to talk about this. Now, as a sort of like a tangent to this point, a lot of people, we talk about, luxury channels and unboxings and hauls. Do unboxings and hauls feed this need to like show that you're successful or whatever? Yes or no? No. Okay. An unboxing or a haul video, the job of that video is to show the product that that particular person has purchased, and obviously you should be purchasing it with money that's your money. I just think that what's happening is that the luxury world is getting a lot of attention on it at the moment, and people are scrutinizing like the way people make purchases. In her case, she looked like a successful businesswoman who is an investing guru. So why couldn't she drop 250,000 Australian dollars at Dior, in Australia? Because you're successful in business, like 250K, like I'm saying this now, like that's a marketing budget for a very successful e-commerce brand in 1 month. Like if that was like 250,000 US dollars. I've seen that as a marketing budget in a month. You know, that's not that's a lot of money, but it's not like a massive sum of money. And of course, it's a lot of money to spend at Dior, but in a business sense, it's not a huge sum of money. So I'm very curious to know what you guys think of this story. Do you think that luxury culture is making people do things that they wouldn't do? Do you think the sort of like the focus on luxury in social media, do you think it's just making people do things that they would never do? Do you think that she felt pressure to do stuff? I mean, she met a very sad, wild end, and you know, not to speculate too hard, because I read a lot of news pieces about this, but many people in Australia were saying at the end of the day, she obviously played around with people's money and she messed around with someone who, you know, it is what it is. Like, I don't even really need to go to that much detail. You know exactly what I'm trying to say. I'd really love to know what you think of this story. I'd love to know what you think of the Chanel price increase as well. My next video is coming on Wednesday, so tell me what you think about that. As usual, please like the video. Like it for the algorithm. It really helps to support me. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.